Okay, so I'm doing a final video walkthrough to document the work that I completed here at 4590 State Route 28N. Here's a tent that Simon let me borrow. My home for the past week and a half. So I'll start with the garage. Not much happening here, but I did install a new sub panel in here. You can see here, and this could potentially in the future be a 125 amp sub panel. That could happen if and when a 200 amp service is installed in the home. Okay, so the exterior, not much has happened here, but I'll start on the roof where I did some patching and sealing and flashing, try to stop water from coming in. So you can see, we'll get up here. Due to lack of time, this is the improvised patch on the roof. There's a big hole through this roof. Luckily it's over the back porch area, which is pretty much an exterior portion. I'll get up here. The chimney, this is where water was coming in, which caused a hole in the front right bedroom. I installed this flashing here. It's a nice good silicone and butyl seal. Still want to get a cap on here, but just gonna wait to see what happens with the wood stove or something like that. So pretty happy with this. Did that last night in the dark with the headlamp on. Hoping to get this roof cleaned off. So the electricity, the inspector didn't pass the electricity, so it couldn't get turned on. However, I determined that there's actually a 100 amp service drop, which is fairly new. So I cut off the old feed to the meter, actually removed the meter, and you can see here I installed a new line that will be spliced by an electrician, and then which will run to a 100 amp meter box. Oh, you can see here the vent termination. I put a bathroom fan in. The house needed some sort of ventilation. Okay, moving on. I swept off this roof. It was covered with debris. This is good for now, but yeah, the whole thing will need to be replaced. There was a significant amount of glass and tin on this back porch. I was able to get rid of most of the glass, and there's still a little bit left here. Here's the electrical, the new electrical that I installed. So what we're looking at is they'll put a new meter on. This will be the main breaker. And then here's the panel. I put in a 200 amp panel so that we can upgrade at some point. Got everything labeled. So, got that figured out. New lines to the well pump. And I put in an electric water heater, which I'll show you in just a second here. Some kitchen stuff that I salvaged. So someone can come up here and make an espresso if they wanted to. Looks like they had an espresso machine here. So Gussie's old room, you know, this is where I'm just storing stuff. We got that piano in here still, and some garbage left over. I ripped out most of the kitchen and just installed this utility sink for the time being. Propane stove works, the refrigerator works. So here we are in Grandma's old room. Replaced the light in here. This hole still needs to be patched, but this was, I opened this up, this was created by that leak through the chimney flashing. Here's the bathroom. Didn't end up finishing this wall. I had to open up this wall. There's water leaks behind this wall. So I put in a new fixture here. That'll need some more work. And I put in new water lines and drain pipe for the sink here. New electrical fixture, and I installed this bath fan here, which is controlled by this switch. It's only working with the switch. The timer isn't hooked up yet. Gerard's old room, pretty much just cleaned out. Kept a few items, the computer, Fred Flintstone, dartboard. But yeah, this room was pretty much already cleared out. This whole addition is sloping. It's pretty much pulling away from the home, so it's going to need some reinforcement and water drainage repairs on the exterior. Let's see. I equipped all of the overhead lights with LED lights, light bulbs. Oh yes, of course. So I put in new fire smoke alarms in all of the bedrooms. I do have a carbon monoxide detector installed right there, so it's safe and ready to go. Brand new. I'll eventually wire that into the main power. Let's check out the basement, which I didn't end up cleaning because I spent a lot of time doing work down here. I replaced the plumbing. Here is a new electric water heater, 40-gallon water heater. All new PEX. I've got the washer and dryer hookups here. So, pulled out all the copper. Still a bunch of stuff in here. This thing, I talked to Joe, cousin Joe, and this furnace is most likely salvageable. So in the long run, we'll get that running. Here's the pressure tank for the water system. I put on a main valve, which reminds me I should turn that off. New wiring. This wire for the well pump was shorting out and sparking. Definitely a fire hazard. Here is a drain pipe that I put in for the kitchen. It was originally running into this sewer line here, which probably there's an old septic tank out in that lawn, or one was removed. But the sink wasn't draining, so I put in this drain pipe, put in a 3-inch pipe so that other plumbing can be spliced into it at some point if another bathroom was to be installed. And of course, here's the water heater. Works great. Took a hot shower this morning. And that's about it. Oh, new fire extinguisher here for safety. And I'm keeping a bunch of tools here, and I'll be working with Jason to get the place cleaned up and get a tenant in here. And there you have it. A week and a half of work. Thank you, Jesus.